This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin Freakin.
Listen, I'm fucking tired. Some of you might have been here with me last night when I got off the stream on YouTube and Kick and Facebook and everything, and I was like, I am not going to be here until 3 or 4 in the morning covering this shit. Well, I was here until like 7 in the morning. Libertad, RB, CB, Lazy Eyes, Flash, DJ Dub, welcome in. Where's Warlord? Lenny, good evening. I'm going to try to get out of here early. Because I was on way too long last night. Why was I up late last night, Flash? I almost fell asleep during Jeffrey's speech. We listened to like 2 hours of Jeffrey's, and I'm like, well, if he doesn't go 10 hours, it's pointless. So I'm going to go to bed. I ended up going to bed. When I got up, Jeffrey's was just finishing. And I almost came live, and I'm like, well, it's probably going to take like 2 seconds. That's pretty much what happened. DJ Dub, welcome in. The big, beautiful bill has passed. We'll talk about that. Go ahead and update you on programming tomorrow night. We're not going to be doing requests. We're going to be on YouTube and everything. It is a Capital 4th, 8 o'clock, same troll time, same troll place. Tomorrow night, we're going to do the Capital 4th concert from the mall in Washington, D.C., like we do every year. I'm also tomorrow night, I was going to do it tonight, but I haven't had time. Tomorrow night, I'm going to address the Truth Social post that Trump made about me. That's how we're going to celebrate July 4th. I'm going to address the Truth Social post that Trump made about me. Some of you are like, what? Yeah. A lot of shit been going on. I haven't had any time. Good evening. Welcome in. It's a freaking Thursday. It's a freaking 4th of July Eve. I'm seeing a lot of people say, hey, America doesn't deserve a birthday. Yeah, someone told me apparently the dashes indicates it's AI. And I'm like, well, I could have took those dashes out. I should have done that. Maybe I'll rejigger it a little bit. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. Gotta try to get out of here early unless some dipshit calls in to argue, and then I'll be here for hours. You know that. I may stick around, do police chase or something afterwards, because I feel like you guys deserve it. You guys deserve a police chase after all we've been through. Welcome. We got news to talk about. It's crazy. It is 4th of July Eve. Your drunk uncle posing for pics at the family get-together. Right before he loses his fingers. Be with all the rednecks on the Explodey holiday. We watched, hopefully I'm only going to be here for about another 40 minutes, DJ Dub. No, I might kick YouTube people out of here and then hang out with Twitch people for another. Smokey is sneezing. Smokey's on my lap sneezing right now. Bubby. I actually woke up and checked what was going on in the house. And, ended up going back to bed for another hour or so. I was able to get Smokey to lay there with me. And I woke back up. Smokey was dead out. We were all cuddled together. And I'm like, I've got to get up. It's like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Like, I got stuff to do. I need to get up. But you're so comfy, buddy. I'm a little dude. And then I'll have to comfort him tomorrow night. as the fireworks go off because he is a scaredy cat. If there is a thunderstorm, if fireworks are going off, this cat is either all the way up my ass or I don't even know where he hides in here. I've looked. I'm like, I can't figure out where it is you go to whenever you hide. Maynard and Socks go to the kitchen, and they get under the kitchen sink. So I put a cat bed in there, and they get in there and lay in their cat bed under the sink. I guess they need their personal space, so they want to go and it's just like a little cupboard they get in, and good on you guys. Hey. I got people responding to the passage of the bill. I think I've got the moment it actually passed. We'll do all that shit. Oh, God. Rice, welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. We're hopping over there on YouTube today. Hey, YouTube peeps. So, as I said, I left during Hakeem Jeffries' speech this morning. We caught about 2 hours of it. It went another around 6 hours. Record-breaking speech, apparently. Not a filibuster. That is a Senate thing. This was just him using what is called the magic minute. Leadership gets a courtesy that they can speak for however long they want right before the final vote on a bill. This is some sort of rule that was agreed to during the first Trump administration. Kevin McCarthy and Nancy Pelosi, the only two to use it before last night when Hakeem Jeffries went 8.5 hours. I'm sorry, this morning.
We've got to press on.
Sports Cards, very familiar with that magic minute.
You live in sexual anarchy.
Good evening, my friend.
Dr. King said that if you can't fly, run.
That's right.
If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But at all times, press on. And keep pressing. And so as I take my seat, I just want to say to the American people that no matter what the outcome is on this singular day, we're going to press on.
No, it's going to pass.
We're going to press on. We're going to press on.
Rice, who are you? What debate? Anonymously, good evening.
Press on for us.
I would be happy to have a debate with you. Are you wanting to debate? 917-830-4359. You can call in or you can hit the Discord. Links are below and the chat's going to hit you with them. If you go to the Discord, just be sure to let me know that you're there. There's a debate freaking voice chat. And you're going to have to be more specific. Last night, this morning was on my stream. Someone I was talking to on Twitter, on Facebook. Be more specific. Once again, this was the end of Hakeem Jeffries' record-setting speech this morning. By this time, it's like 3 in the afternoon. I'm sorry. He started this morning.
We've got to press on.
Press on. Press on. Press on.
Dr. King said that if you can't fly, run.
That's right.
If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But at all times, press on. And keep pressing. And so as I take my seat, I just want to say to the American people that no matter what the outcome is on this singular day.
Oh, and we have Trump live as well. I forgot.
We're going to press on. We're going to press on. We're going to press on for our children, press on for our seniors, press on for our veterans, press on for our unions, press on for our farmers, press on for our dreamers, press on for working class Americans, press on for the middle class, press on for all who aspire to be part of the middle class, press on for the poor, press on for the sick, press on for the afflicted, press on for the least, press on for the lost, press on for the left behind, press on for the rule of law, press on for the American way of life.
Agreed, John, and welcome in.
For democracy, we're going to press on until victory is won. I yield back.
Me Cakes, welcome in. Head on. Applied directly to the forehead. This is wild. He did absolutely nothing. The only good that came from him doing that is that this bill passed in the middle of the day instead of the middle of the night. Though last night I was really like, can we get this over with? Hakeem, Maxine says.
Awesome job. Thanks.
Maxine. Okay, I believe I know who our friend in the chat is right now. He called me anti-American. I believe I've figured it out now here. So our friend said, so you're saying he was treated like a human trafficking victim. I'm strangely comfortable with it. Karma is often unkind to the unkind. I said, buddy, he isn't a human trafficker. You can't just call people something with no evidence. Fucking moron! To which the dipshit replied to me, try watching a video now and then. Just because he wasn't convicted of a crime doesn't mean he wasn't guilty of a crime. Were you talking about the video of his traffic stop, like the 5-10 minutes tops, where literally no crime committed, no evidence of a crime? A cop speculates he's a human trafficker because the cop is probably racist because it's in Tennessee. Meanwhile, Trump actually made a deal to release an actual human trafficker and not deport him. Because remember, you guys said you are for deporting criminals. But Trump said he's not going to deport an actual human trafficker who has been convicted in order to get him to lie about Garcia. Of course, this guy doesn't believe that. Honestly, that seems like a classic case of letting the little fish go to catch the big fish, which is weird to me because one of them is an actual convicted human trafficker. The other was just a dude driving in a van. So as I pointed out, convicted human trafficker, good, but dude you've seen a 5-minute video of and have no evidence he did anything wrong is bad. You're a fucking moron. So then this guy talks about his initial deportation hearing where he received an order of deportation and then received a stay based on gang-affiliated retaliation threats. Now, this is something you made up because I knew about his initial deportation hearing, not gang retaliation. You're saying that to make it seem like he was in some rival gang or something. He wasn't. He was threatened by gangs. So I point out he made that up. Once again, the man has been convicted of nothing. You're a dumb fuck. Okay, that's fine. At least when you provided counter evidence, I took the time to watch the video and contemplate the evidence provided. Based on your response, I see you did not provide me the same courtesy. Now, I don't understand that. I'm supposed to provide you some sort of courtesy when I know for a fact you're lying? This is one of those things where, like, right-wingers will call in and I end up cutting them off. They'll start saying something and I'll be like, whoa, 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 because it's false. That's the courtesy that you want, is you want to be able to flood the zone, to gish gallop, to commit what's called a shotgun fallacy. To just throw out all kinds of misinformation and then I'm supposed to just sit here and let you do it. But it takes forever to correct all the misinformation. That's what you and I did. It was just you keep making wrong assertions, and I corrected you. That's what it always is with right-wingers, because it's just sheer ignorance. It often turns out to be a colossal waste of time to have a battle of the mind with those unwilling to arm themselves, said the dipshit committing logical fallacies. I do the news nightly. That video was me. I know for a fact. What you said wasn't true. Why would I provide you a courtesy when I know you are lying? Now, I will say, maybe it was a little wrong to say that you were lying. You could very well believe what you said. There's plenty of right-wing propaganda out there that is lying to you. You may just be an ignorant motherfucker and not actually know the facts. So it was wrong of me to accuse you of lying. I'm sorry. That does explain a lot. I do commend you for the pod, and I will tune in to get a better understanding. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Glad to have you here. However, this particular individual should not be the one you choose to defend. I don't know what. One, I'm not defending an individual. I am defending the fucking Constitution. I am defending the rule of law. If the man is guilty of something, prosecute him and fucking give him due process. But as far as I can tell, he's not guilty of shit. It is a losing argument in today's culture. What does that even mean, my friend? A losing argument in today's culture. Your culture of stupidity, where right-wingers think they can just fucking label somebody a gang member and a terrorist, and we're all supposed to go along with it, you fucking fascist. America does not care why he is here. America just wants him out of here. You don't speak for America. You're not America. Regardless of whether that is morally wrong or not, is not an argument you will win. You don't speak for America. It is legally wrong and morally wrong. The man has committed no crime, was here working legally, and has a citizen wife and child. What reason do you have to want him out? Why are you so adamant about smearing this dude? Notice that I don't get an answer. America speaks for itself, and it did so very loudly in the past election. Once again, I got to point out, he didn't even get a majority of the vote. It was like the smallest vote margin since, was it Nixon? You guys act like it was an overwhelming defeat, like, you know, Biden versus Trump in 2020. Mr. Garcia committed his first crime when he crossed international boundaries without permission. His second crime was illegally residing in the country. Not a crime. Being here without documentation is a civil offense. So literally not a crime. Civil offense, not a criminal offense. See, once again, it's just me having to correct you over and over and over again. So I point out, the majority of America didn't vote. Says the dude that's speaking for America. Oh, but the ones who didn't vote, they gave up their voice. Civil or criminal or civil semantics. No, it's not. That's literally not semantics. If a country cannot enforce its borders, then it has no borders. We've been enforcing our borders. There's this misnomer on the right that somehow the borders are open, when literally, like during the Biden administration, you go down there, you're gonna get stopped, you're gonna have to show your papers. Highly militarized border. So this idea that there's open borders is just, it's a bumper sticker phrase that right-wingers use to convince stupid people, to fearmonger stupid people. And I also have to point out, seeking asylum is legal. And my favorite thing is, have you tried not having opinions on shit you know nothing about? And I love the fleeing your country because life sucks in your country and you're not willing to improve your country does not give you the legal right to invade America without asking. Any fucking El Salvador, Guatemala, Venezuela. You want to which South American country are we talking about? Let me go back and tell you what the CIA did there to destabilize it and create the conditions that they're now fleeing. We did that. Do you know what a banana republic is, my friend? Not the clothing store, you stupid fuck. You probably have no idea, do you? Banana Republic is a country in South America where we would set up a puppet regime on behalf of Dole and Chiquita in order to terrorize the local population and let our capitalist companies make more fucking money. Now, multiple times after I found out that you were a veteran, I asked you, because you kept calling me anti-American or un-American, whatever. I think you said anti-American. I mistakenly said un-American. ICE arrests of U.S. military veterans and their relatives on the rise. We have multiple instances, including a Marine's dad being beat within an inch of his life, who's absolutely here legally. You defend that. That's what you're telling me. That's what you voted for? And you think you're pro-America? Are you still here, man? Are you going to call in? Are you going to have a conversation with me? Can you defend your fucking bullshit? I'd love to see it. They have been arresting citizens. They've been arresting people that are here legally. They've been revoking people's visas. They've been revoking people's green cards to round them up because they don't have the right opinions. You know what that is? It's fascism, dude. That's fascism. You are a fascist. And let me tell you something. You were in the military and you used that. You said like, oh, go strap whatever the fuck and go defend the country as if that makes you special. No, motherfucker. You're not special. You didn't have. I hate to do this because there's plenty of people that join the military because they are in bad economic straits and they need to be able to have a way out of maybe the ghetto or a rural town that has no opportunity. So I don't want to do this to all military people, but a lot of military people are just fucking lemmings that need to be told when to fucking take a shit. Your job is to take orders, not think. I would enjoy actually talking to you, my friend. Come on, let's have a conversation. Cheese Gimp. What's up, Cheese Gimp? What do you want to debate? I'm open. Debate something you think you can beat me on. I hate to badmouth vets because I have a lot of friends that are vets. One of my best friends is a Marine vet. So I don't want to bad. My fucking father was a vet. I'm from a military family. Well, you got to call in or get in the Discord. Apparently, giving puberty blockers to kids is wrong, but Cheese Gimp has probably never heard of precarious puberty. We give puberty blockers to cis kids all the time that are suffering from precarious puberty. Also, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, why was that the first thing on your mind? Why do right-wingers do nothing but obsess over trans people? I find that weird. I am in politics because I want to improve material conditions for workers. Those are the things I care about in politics. Is one, I would like access to health care for everyone. Medicare for all would save the country a shit ton of money and provide all of us better health care. I want to see higher wages for workers and protections for workers so they don't get exploited by billionaires. Why is the first thing on your mind was trans people? Like, that tells me that you consume way, way too much right-wing propaganda. Are you coming, Cheese Gimp? We're all a victim of Charlie Kirk.
You live in sexual anarchy.
Did that video, that stupid cunt from TPUSA got on Fox News last night. It was like, who voted for Thomas Massey? And then said Abrego Garcia had killed Americans. She issued apology for it, by the way. Whenever you going to call in? Whenever you going to have a discussion with me? Hakeem Jeffries spoke for 8.5 hours this morning. It's what we were going over, but then we got some people in chat that seemed like they wanted to argue with me, but I think I scared them off. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to argue with me either. Learn to feel embarrassment. And he's not even that good at it. That's the thing, is he's not even that good at it. He's not that good at talking. All right, I went on my rant and we missed fucking Trump coming out. Here is Trump live in Iowa. By the way, he's going to do a big bill signing tomorrow because I knew he would. I knew that's exactly what this was all about.
It's hard. Think of the time we spent on having murderers and gang members and prisoners from all over the world come into our country. We're getting them out fast, but it's a terrible thing what they've done to our country, and I hope you remember it, what they've done to our country, our beautiful country.
I'll remember what you did to our country.
888 murderers came into our country, and some we've already gotten out, but it's terrible.
Seems fascinated with the number 88 for some reason.
One person, can you believe it? And they let them come into our beautiful country. Just as I promised, we're making the Trump tax cuts permanent and delivering no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, right? Front row Joe. We got a lot of front.
That's not even in the bill.
Thank you. Thank you. And we have Mr. Wall. Someday I'm buying that suit, I'm telling you. I like that suit. I'll walk up one day, I'll be dressed like a Wall, just like you. I think he's come to about 200 rallies, and that means you like us.
Oh, it's the dude with the wall suit.
He's a
like, seriously, I would love to know why you got, like, your entire politics is based on, like, hating people, hating trans people, hating immigrants.
Do for entertainment, but now it's not.
You must live a miserable existence.
Our country, we've got the hottest country,
and people will be like, "Well, you hate Trump, dude. He's a pedophile. He's a rapist, pedophile, con man. You're supposed to hate pedophiles, not vote for them for president."
Take-home pay for the typical family by more than $10,000 a year.
You think we're
and very
stupid?
importantly for
You think we're
Iowa, this
fools?
bill rescues over 2 million family farms from the so-called estate tax.
You're exactly right, Flash. Fascism requires an other, an enemy.
You were losing farms to the banks. Before Trump, you were losing the farms like nobody's ever seen before. You love your children. You don't feel so well. You pass away. You leave everything.
He had to.
And They have to pay a big estate.
His tariffs cost farmers in the first
They couldn't do it. They go out.
administration. He had to, like,
Bank is
bribe them. He had to give them a
You
handout.
have no more estate tax. You have no more death tax to pay. Now, that's if you love your children. If you don't love your children, it doesn't matter. Just forget about what I said. Not going to help you. But if you love them or if you love somebody that you're leaving it to, think of that. No death tax, no estate tax, no going to the banks and borrowing from, in some cases, a fine banker, and in some cases, Shylocks and bad people. But they took away a lot of...
I was going to raise it. There's not a single person in that crowd that's going to see the effects of the estate tax.
So just remember, to me, it's so important.
These
And
stupid
most
fucking
important
people.
Places like we're at right now. It's really, I'm so proud of it. At the same
Please, right-wingers in the chat, if you're still here, please call in. I'm dumbfounded.
so wasteful.
How do you guys fall for this shit?
By $1.5 trillion. And I got to tell you, I want to thank Republican congressmen and women because what they did is incredible last night. And the Senate, the Republican Senate, we got not with all of
Oh, yeah, he and his buddies, the estate tax applies to.
building our military. Not one Democrat voted for us, and I think we use it in the campaign that's coming up, the midterms. Because
Lazy Eyes coming over to Twitch.
all of the
Welcome to the right side, friend.
vote only because they hate Trump.
No offense, YouTubers.
Too, you know that. So it's sort of I really do. I hate them. I cannot stand them because I really believe they hate our country. You want to know the truth? But it kicks illegal aliens off of.
I believe you hate our country.
Allows us to hire 3,000 new Border Patrol agents and 10,000 new ICE agents, and they are great patriots, the Border Patrol and ICE, to carry out the largest deportation operation in the history of our country. And I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that, but we have a country.
What was it? They
to run, and we have so many
expanded ICE like 8 times?
And they did. They came in from prisons, and they came in from drugs and gangs. And
They've added so much funding to ICE that it's bigger than most countries' militaries now.
Institutions into our wonderful country. And I know exactly what's going on in Iowa. You had some horrible crime in Iowa caused by illegal aliens, but we're getting them the hell out of here. We have no choice. And our great, big, beautiful bill, it will build the Golden Dome missile defense shield. We're going to have the best shield. And you saw that just the other day where the missiles are being shot down one after another.
You say that, Flash,
They
but
called me to tell me they have to take a shot at us.
the propaganda, you know, how many of these Fox News viewers are going to rise up?
Protect us. Because we dropped 14 bombs. They said, we'd like to take 14 shots at you. I said, go ahead. I understand. They said, where they'd do it. I said, good. We emptied out the fort. It was a beautiful military base in Qatar who treated us really fantastically well. And they said, sir, 1 o'clock, okay? I said, it was fine.
Wow.
Later, we had nobody but 4 gunners. We had 4, they call them gunners, and they shoot the Patriots. They shoot the missiles up. It's hard to believe. So all of a sudden, they said, we're ready. And they were a little nervous about doing it, I want to tell you. Can you imagine? They were nice enough. This is Iran, to call me and tell me that they would like to shoot me at 14 times. So they want to shoot us, and I said, go ahead, and they shot 14 high-grade.
DJ Dub, have a fantastic 4th.
Single one of them was shot down routinely by these 4.
Enjoy your time with family and friends.
And they did their job.
Who wished death on him, Rocky?
The end of that. But the big thing was the attack on their nuclear facilities, what those people did.
I had some dude accuse me of cheering on the assassination attempt. My response was, I don't remember cheering it on, but I certainly wouldn't lose sleep if a pedophile got taken out that way.
Going for 30.
You're supposed to hate pedophiles, not vote for them for president.
You know, we had 50. It was so far away.
War Machine, Silent, Rocky, Lenny. Who else snuck in here on me while I was ranting? Holiday.
Those suckers over random. I say, what happens?
Bragwitz.
Well, sir, that's a tough situation.
Meat Cakes, I tell you good evening.
But they were unbelievable. 52 tankers to load them up. They followed the planes in, and they never had to stop for fuel. They went 37 hours, actually. And how incredible, what equipment, what equipment. And you know, China, Russia, they were all watching. Everybody was watching. We have the greatest equipment anywhere in the world. We have the greatest people anywhere in the world.
Sir, I got the greatest equipment anywhere in the world.
But we're going to fully modernize our air traffic control system and expand.
Have a blast, Rocky. That should be fun.
So much more.
Joey returning to the Nathan's contest after, what, a 5-year absence?
Planes land like they... But in some congested areas, you saw what happened with the helicopter and the plane.
Yeah, John, it's so wild. Right-wingers would be like cheering for people to get deported. Saw multiple people share out memes of alligators, like, oh, these alligators are hungry.
He didn't know what the hell he was doing. There's a case would have.
Let me tell you, I'm adversarial towards power. I'm adversarial towards our government and the people in power. You people are wanting to feed immigrants to alligators. You're disgusting.
And ensure the United States of America.
Julie, good evening.
Remain the strongest country anywhere on this beautiful planet of ours. 165 days into the Trump administration, America is on a winning streak like, frankly, nobody's ever seen.
What are we winning?
Presidency. I said, they said, you know, sir, you're going to go down as
one of the greatest
presidents ever. I said, really? No, I said, really? I said,
really? Really?
They said, yes.
Right in front of Rihanna and her fish?
Better than Honest Abe Lincoln? They said, yes, sir. I said, I like this guy that said that. That's a smart guy. He's up for a big promotion right now. But just a few months ago, our country was cold as ice. We were laughed at all over the world. We were laughed at. Think of it, a year ago, we were laughed at. We were a bunch of clowns. They were laughing at our president. They were laughing at everything having to do with our country.
Come on, man.
I was in Saudi Arabia. I was in Qatar. I was in UAE. Great leaders, strong, powerful, very rich leaders, too, by the way.
Nobody gets made fun of more than this dipshit.
And
he might be quite possibly the most mocked, joked about person in the history of the world.
Our country was finished. We thought it was dead. Dead. Horrible word. Dead. And they were right. The country was close to death. And he said, and you know what? You've been in there. At that time, it was 4.5 months. It was a couple of months ago. He said, right now, you're in the hottest country anywhere in the world. There's no country in the world you talked about all over the world. You got the hottest, smartest, sharpest country. And by the way, look at our stock market.
I mean, are you complaining about seeing Rihanna's ass?
On tariffs, with no inflation, and today we just set another record, the highest stock market in history.
Her hips.
No inflation. And one of the great economists from the Wharton School of Finance, where I happened to go, he apologized. He says, you know, I think Trump outsmarted us all. And yesterday was the poll, and out of 77 economists...
Yeah, I am so tired of him. Man, what about 2022?
It came out first. Somebody came.
Maybe the end of 2021, into 2022.
We said what
we didn't have to talk about him.
And I'll tell you what.
It was so nice.
Economy in the history of my first term. This is going to blow it away. You watch. This is going to blow it away. For the first time in years, this 4th of July, the economy is roaring, incomes are soaring, wages are up, prices are down. Gasoline, you see what's going on with gasoline? It's way down.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying, Flash. He has to be the most made fun of in history because
remember I came in.
They didn't have the technology to make fun of people on the scale that we do now.
Wow. No, a lot of fake. No, but we like
I'm sure there were plenty of Napoleon jokes.
You can get every story 100%.
We've been like fucking the cartoons we grew up on used to make Napoleon jokes.
Possible. And then you win in a landslide. There's something wrong. But the fake news hit me with eggs. Remember, first week, 4 days.
Rocky, I don't know what that means.
I said, I just got here. What's going on with eggs? Tell me. I didn't hear.
FDR was a socialite. Eisenhower was a decorated general and very much a public personality.
I said, I just got here. And within 2 months, our great Secretary of Agriculture, who I think is with us tonight, Brooke, where's Brooke? Oh, look at you. Look, she is here. She flew all the way she comes from Texas, but I think she likes Iowa maybe even better. Look at her. You did a good job with groceries and with eggs. We'll tell you, it's true. They said we have them this time, finally. It took an egg to get me, but that didn't happen either. Now they're down to a normal price, and people are ordering like crazy. But
Also, I don't know, like,
401k.
people are talking about prices going down. Kroger raised prices.
Time.
The entire time people were bitching about eggs, I'm like, the price didn't go up that much. They've gone up now.
But we've achieved the lowest level of illegal border crossings in U.S. history, 0 illegals. Think of it. We had 0.
I think the price has come down because they had a vaccine. They've given chickens vaccines. And I'm assuming that
don't worry.
bird flu recedes during the summer months.
My famous last words. Trump said, don't worry, it's only fireworks. Yeah, you always have to think positive. I didn't like that sound either. You know? But last month, American-born workers gained 830,000 new jobs, a record. That's American-born. While the illegal aliens lost 340,000. And we don't want bad for them, but look, we have a country to run, and we want to have them come in, and we want to have them help our farmers. You know, you probably
maybe he has to shit
into a little trouble because I said I don't want to take people away from the farmers. And we're going to do something I think that's going to be good because we want all the criminals out. Everybody agrees that we're finding the criminals, the murderers, the drug dealers. We're getting them the hell out of here. But the farmers, some of the
says the literal convicted felon.
Friends right in the 5th row. But some of the farmers, you know, they've had people working for them for years. And we're going to do something. We're working with Christie. And we're going to do something that we're going to sort of put the farmers.
Christy Nome.
And if
be my GOP mommy.
If a farmer's been with one of these people that work so hard, they bend over all day. We don't have too many people can do that, but they work very hard and they know them very well. And some of the farmers are literally, you know, they cry when they see this happen. If a farmer is willing to vouch for these people, in some way, Christy, I think we're going to have to just say that's going to be good, right? You know, we're going to be good with it because we don't want to do it where we take all of the workers off the farms. We want the farms to do great like they're doing right now. So Christy Nome has done a fantastic job, and Tom Homan. And we're working on legislation right now. Susie, right? We're working on legislation right now where farmers, look, they know better. They work with them for years. You had cases where, not here, but just even over the years, where people have worked for on a farm for 14, 15 years, and they get thrown out pretty viciously, and we can't do it. We got to work with the farmers and people that have hotels and leisure properties too. We're going to work with them, and we're going to work very strong and smart, and we're going to put you in charge. We're going to make you responsible, and I think that that's going to make a lot of people happy. Now, serious radical right people, who I also happen to like a lot, they may not be quite as happy, but they'll understand, won't they? You think so? Madam Secretary, look at you with a white hat on. Do you think they'll understand that? You're the one that brought this whole situation up. Brooke Rollins brought it up, and she said, so we have a little problem. The farmers are losing a lot of people. And we figured it out, and we have some great stuff being written, and let the farmers be responsible. And then if the
I would not run for president.
Throw them
now,
down.
Congress maybe.
We'll let the illegals stay.
I'd actually enjoy going into committee hearings and debating people.
Farmer, I'm telling you. But violent.
It would just be hard not to break down and call them dumb fucks.
Donald Trump will throw farmers out of our country. They will write it. Because whenever I'm sarcastic, you know, when you can't be sarcastic as a politician. Well, if you're me, you can't be if you're so I want to say I was only kidding.
I am.
No, the fake news will write it. Donald Trump wants all farmers thrown the hell out of our country. The audience booed the hell out of him. There was no boo. No, they're fake news. That's why nobody watches them anymore. Violent crime is plummeting, and we're on track to reach the lowest murder rate ever.
As if he's ever sarcastic. He means his shit. Jeremy Corbyn's forming a new political party, apparently.
And that's knowing that we have a lot of people in the country that we didn't have in the country 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, we have a lot of people that they allowed into the country that are serious criminals. A lot of them are on their way out, however.
Flash, if you want to talk about that this week, I looked into it and I gave it serious thought, and I came to the conclusion I shouldn't.
It was
if you would like to hear my reasoning on why.
But obliterated is too strong a word. No, it was obliterated. That's now been proven. The Atomic Energy Commissions, everything that's been obliterated. And they were trying to demean me by saying that, but they were really demeaning those great pilots and people and mechanics that got those planes over there and were able to shoot from high up in the air going very, very fast. With
What are we even talking about now?
being shot
Nathan, welcome in.
and hit every single one. Every single. They're trying to demean me, but to me,
Since you bring it up, I would love to. Wee
got out
in
of-
Dan Crenshaw's open eye hole. Give me that eye pussy, sir.
than anybody. But now that's been proven. It's CNN fake news and scammers that work for them, scam writers that work for them. But we understand it, and we fight it back. And a lot of people said, sir, don't.
Well, see, if I did run, I wouldn't want to be Justin Mullins. I would want to be JustinFREAKIN.
You got to put it, otherwise people don't understand. If you don't say something about it, you got to say it. These people
Ducky, welcome in.
greatest military
Santos has not reported yet. I think he goes in August.
country, and I want them to be appreciated for it.
He's been sentenced but hasn't made it.
The White House tomorrow night, and I'm signing the bill with the Speaker of the House. And by the way, Mike Johnson did a great job. John Thune did a great job.
Didn't you bring it up, Flash?
This whole
Matt Walsh once called me.
you know, when you think of all of the victories,
JustinFREAKIN is a formidable
we stopped
voice in the
5
culture.
nations from going to war, and somebody
Diddy seems to think he's getting a pardon.
for their writing about Donald Trump. A professor at some school that you've never heard of has received the Nobel Prize for his writing about Donald Trump and what Donald Trump did. I'll say, what about me? I don't get it.
What?
But think of it, we stopped India and Pakistan, we stopped Kosovo and Serbia. They've been fighting for a long time.
Wait, what?
It was trade. I said, you're not going to trade with us if you.
What a name, folks.
India, Pakistan was big, very big for a different reason. I mean, they have little things called nuclear weapons. You would have had pretty soon a nuclear war. We stopped that. In Africa, you look at what was going on in the Congo with Rwanda. That war was going on for 30 years. 30 years, and we stopped.
No. So the dude didn't win a Nobel Prize for talking about Trump. He's a 16-time Nobel Prize. There we go. We're back.
Great job. And then, of course, you cap it off with the perfect hit in Iran, where they were talking awfully badly. You know, death to America, death to Israel. They were talking awfully.
I don't know what happened there.
They're not talking badly anymore.
The deep state is trying to silence Justin. That's exactly right.
They want to meet. They want to meet, and we'll see if we can do something. But they want to meet. I think they want to meet very badly. But our allies have agreed to pay over $1 trillion a year for our defense.
Do you guys don't have a picture?
In fact, we have our ambassador to NATO here. Where's our ambassador to NATO here? Where's our you know that guy?
This is really weird.
So many different things, especially economically. We're doing so good. We have hundreds of billions of
My
dollars
apologies.
from other countries. We have plants being built all over. I mean, a little less here because you have enough with your farm. Oh, by the way, but I did get beef and I got ethanol into.
You got beef.
You saw that. You saw that. United Kingdom.
He smuggled beef into Europe.
They never took our beef and they never took our ethanol, and we said, got to do it, and they did, and they were.
Like,
great.
nobody wants to take your beef, sir. That's why you have to
Doing that all up.
pay foreigners to fuck you
So for Iowa, is it so? Yes.
or rape women.
Anyway, so they're taking it in the United Kingdom, and beef, they never took it because they want to do their own. You know, they have a lot of farms and a lot of farmers, and they want to do their own.
Seriously, it's the same thing. Like, they don't want our cars. They don't want our beef.
Tell you what, the farmers here are going to do incredibly. Plus, we have tariffs on a lot of this stuff.
That was the thing that Jim Jeffries, when I saw him over the weekend, he was like, people are complaining about Australia doesn't want to buy American beef.
Prices that were.
When you go to a restaurant in America, you go down to the bottom, and you can see, like, extra charge for Australian Wagyu.
To the farmers and to
Like,
Iowa, to
In Australia,
Wisconsin.
there isn't that. We have the good beef. Why would we want your beef?
Just yesterday, we reached a historic trade agreement with Vietnam to open their markets to American exports with 0 tariffs. They get 0 tariffs. And you're going to be giving them vast amounts of farm product, including beef, pork, poultry, dairy.
Farm product.
Iowa ethanol. You're going to be given all of those.
That's what I call my seed.
Products. And the fact is, I could go on and on, but the fact is really strong, and it's stronger than it's ever been, and stronger than I've ever seen. The golden age of America is upon us. This is a golden age. This is such a beautiful term, the golden age. And
I feel like that was the same kind of thing Hoover was saying right before the crash.
this is going to blow the first term away, and we did great. We got great marks in the first term, and this is going to blow it away. This incredible national resurgence is happening just in time for one of the biggest events in the history of our country. Exactly 1 year from tomorrow, we will celebrate the 250th anniversary of America's founding with a birthday party, the likes of which you have never seen before.
Yeah, this is supposedly the kickoff for the
I came to
Centennial Quincentennial.
Festivities would be.
I looked it up last night. It's got a fucking weird name. It's a clunky name.
And tonight, here I am. Okay, promise is kept. Promise is kept. It's an honor, too. It's an honor because you've been.
It's a semi-quincentennial.
Thank you.
We're good now, right? You guys aren't fucking with me.
Thank you very much. No, it is an honor. You've been with me from the beginning. It was without doubt. In fact, I had some moments when I said maybe they might not, fake stories were put out there.
Half of 500, yeah.
I don't like corn. I don't
A
like corn.
semi-quincentennial.
But they give you fake news. I said, do you think that's going to hurt me? And my numbers went up. No, I don't know. I can't figure you people out. This evening, we're
Apparently, it's also called a bisesquincentennial.
This year-long nationwide celebration of our heritage. It's really also a celebration of our flag, our great American flag, and our glorious American freedom. Did anybody see the beautiful flag I put up in front of the White House? Right? Everyone's liking it. Everyone's liking it. I actually put 2 up. I put one in the front and one in the back. I didn't want to go too crazy. I thought that would be enough. They're big. They're about as big as you can get. We're proud of it. We will be announcing many more details in the weeks to come, but there are just some of the things that we have planned. And I have to say first, in honor of the wonderful tradition of fairgrounds like this one, this is a great fairground. As you know, I've been here before. We will be orchestrating what we're calling the Great American State Fair, and it will start right here in Iowa. Right?
Worst Las Vegas comedy show.
We're starting.
Rightos, welcome in.
Now we're starting it off at your great fairgrounds, and we're going to have a big crowd just like we do tonight. That's a big crowd. I can't even see the end of it. So thank you back there. I'd like to move the press back so they could see better. But the Great American State Fair will bring America 250 programming to fairgrounds.
Avalon, I didn't tell you good evening. Welcome in, my friend.
Giant
Good to see you, darling.
Next summer on the National Mall. Featuring
Yeah, that's the World's Fair in Iowa.
States, and all 50 states are excited, and I was excited. You know, when I did the 250, there was nothing I could do. It was 250, it was 250, so I can't say that was my baby. The country happened to be 250 years old. But what I did do is during my first term, I got the Olympics, and I got the great soccer, you know, that whole deal, right? We call it soccer, they call it football. I got them both. I got the Olympics. First I got the Olympics, and I got it. I was president, and I said, you know, it's a shame. It's a shame. I got the World Cup, and I have the Olympics, and I did it. And you have no idea. President Obama didn't want to make a call to the Olympics. You know why? Because he went to Switzerland or wherever, and he said, you know, if a president goes to get the Olympics, you have to have a deal. You have to be chosen. He went there and he came in fourth, so he hated them, I guess.
What?
And he was unwilling to make a call, and they called me up. Democrats called me up, actually, from Los Angeles, and I said, I'll do it. I made the call, and I couldn't get the people off the phone because they were so starved for love, because nobody would call them from. Anyway,
Stars for Love.
Olympics. Then we got the,
Alien, welcome in.
with Johnny. We got the World Cup, and I got them both. And
We're going to do something fun after Trump gets done speaking. So there's a poll in the chat for the Twitch
It
people.
was right after that, and the one after that. And I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup, and we also have 250, so it's a pretty wild term. But I got these two things that are incredible. Nobody else could have done it. I'm telling you, everybody wanted it. Nobody.
You have several options for what to watch
I won't be president.
after we finish with Trump and politics.
And then they cheated and rigged the election.
You pick music requests.
You know, they don't even turn.
Whose line is it anyway? Who is America? Kids in the Hall or a police chase?
Remember the cameras used to.
We are going to do a Capitol 4th
Now
tomorrow night. So I'll be here, but
I knew it was
it's
true before. It's fake
a
news.
stupid concert from the mall.
But you know what? This term is much more consequential than if I had done it the more traditional way.
Go wash your brain, Silent.
Slightly harder, believe me. It's slightly more dangerous because there are criminals on the other side that tried to put your president in jail and went after him, just like they do in third world countries. And we all beat him together. We beat him because our level of popularity was so high. And it was high because I explained the situation. When these thugs came around, I explained it to the people.
It's going to be Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi, Sam Moore, the Beach Boys with John Stamos,
I had to explain
the Four
it.
Tops,
Wow, that's
Trace Adkins,
They're
Sophia Carson,
but
Chris Blue,
their
Kelly
ass would
Pickler,
continue.
Yolanda Adams, and Laura
I appreciate
Esnes.
And there was nobody more loyal than Mr. Kaufman, who's fantastic, and Iowa, and his son, who's maybe more fan. Where the hell is he? Stand up. Where's your boy?
I've seen Trace Adkins in concert. He wasn't bad. I'll have to admit it.
In mind, I have a lot of fathers would be very.
When he did Every Light in the House Is On, it was actually pretty good.
He's a good guy. He's got a son who's fantastic. You know that. I think he's probably here someplace. Come to. Where is? Oh, he's better looking than you too. Good. Thank you. Great job. Nobody more loyal than the
Twitch people, don't forget there is a poll in the chat.
We had to show our stuff.
Get your votes in. Right now, Music Request is leading.
50th anniversary of the Army at Fort Bragg. You know, they changed the name, and we changed it back to Fort Bragg. The people of North Carolina came up. They said, "Sir, we want to really have the name of Fort Bragg back." Everybody was saying that. They kept calling it Fort Bragg.
I got this confused the other day with the sentencing. I thought that was the fraud case, but he's actually already been sentenced in that case. The sentencing is
We
the
won other wars. We won everything from
Manhattan.
Fort Bragg and other places that we were also changing many of them back. And then we decided to change the name.
ooh, the poll is getting close now.
The only people we win 2 world wars from a place, and then we say let's change the name. So we change it back, and the people are very happy in North Carolina right now. And we just celebrated.
Well, it was a Confederate, wasn't it?
Was 1 year earlier than which makes sense, you know. We had a
That's
little-
why they changed the name, because, you know, why do you have a base named after someone who fought against our military?
We had a beautiful parade in Washington, D.C. the other day. It was fantastic. You know, it was amazing because it was so.
Music request winning. Police chase coming in second.
And a week before, they said, "Oh, it's going to rain." I said, "Oh, man, we're bringing all these Army tanks. We're bringing all these people, these men and women. They're going to march down.
I can't believe the rain held off.
This is terrible. It's going to rain." And then on the day, we woke up. Rain is projected all night long, heavy. Oh, I'm saying I'll get my hair soaking wet. My hair's going to be soaking wet. I'll be
He's got hat hair.
crazy. I'll say, you know, this is terrible. It's going to rain 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The thing was at 8 in the evening, 1 o'clock. Rain is forecast at levels you haven't seen before. I said, oh, this is, and so the generals called me, "Sir, we could change it, but this is the Army. We're sort of used to bad weather." I said, "No, don't change it. I'll wear a raincoat and I'll wear a big fat hat so I don't get totally drenched. I'll be okay. I'm such a tough cookie." And
No, you're not.
we get there and there's no rain. And we go 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of watching these great guys marching down Fifth Avenue. It never rained. And then I thought to myself, global warming, they're telling us what's going to happen in 250 years to our planet, but they can't tell us it's going to rain 3 hours before the event. In 250 years from now, the planet's going to burn up or freeze up.
God, I hate
Oh,
stupid
remember when
people.
They said they called it global warming, then global cooling. They had all different things. Now they just changed it to climate change because climate change you can't miss. How's it doing? Climate change every time. If it's cold.
Yeah, I was watching Majority Report talk about what Jimmy Dore and Joe Rogan in the climate change article, like right as I had to get off here.
In 100 years, the oceans are going to rise a quarter of an inch and everyone's going to be wiped out. No, you're going to have more oceanfront property if that happens. It's okay. Not the worst. And think of it with all.
Wow.
Remember Biden had always used to say, it is an existential threat. He loves the word existential. It's an existential threat.
Come on, man.
What is?
Ben Vox,
Climate change.
get your vote in. We've got a poll for what to watch after we get off the Trump speech
Because
here.
They're going to take that thing, and they're going to say, he couldn't say existential. So you can't imitate people either. Remember I used to imitate Biden, couldn't get off the stage, and I'd walk into walls? And I called my wife, because it's always on television, and I said, how was it, baby? How good was that? We had 44,000 people. Nobody else could do it. I have to brag a little bit, because what the hell?
I was amazed he knew what existential
But I brag a little
was
bit.
and
I
could
say,
say
how
it.
good was I? You were really good, but what happened? You couldn't find this. You couldn't get off the stage. I said, no, I was imitating Biden. No, well, that's not the way it showed up. They showed you hitting walls, bunking your head on walls. So even like the
I watched you fall down the stairs the other day.
him saying it, tonight it's going to be on CNN. He couldn't speak. He couldn't say the word. These are seriously sick people. But now, this fall, we're also going to be celebrating 250 birthdays of the United States Navy and the United States Marines.
And it's like
They're all good.
the Fed released a report. It's like mortgage rates are going to skyrocket. Nobody's going to be able to afford a house because of climate change. Insurance companies already pulling out of Florida, Arizona, California, and up in the northeast coast.
Who wouldn't let them? And it's turned out to be one of the most important there is.
But hey, climate change isn't real.
Great.
And if it is, it'll just give us more beachfront property.
5 years ago tonight in my speech at Mount Rushmore, where a certain governor at that time, who's now our Homeland Security Chief, Kristi Noem, stand up, Kristi. Now I don't have to introduce you later. I hired Tom Homan for the border, and I said, Tom, I want you to give me who'd be the best to be the Secretary of Homeland Security, which is essentially his boss. He said, Kristi Noem, sir. I said, Kristi Noem? You gotta be kidding. She's a great person, she's smart, but I mean, is she tough enough? Sir, she's the toughest person around. I said, and she is. She's tough as hell. I've learned. I'll tell you, a lot of bad people have learned, and she's done a fantastic job. Thank you. Thank you. But we're going to be officially opening.
Flash, I saw the thing about them pushing his van off the road. That was after the shots, wasn't it?
Featuring statues.
Or are you saying that was beforehand?
Whoever lived, they took down a lot of our statues.
I lost internet for a second, Rocky, but we're back. We're good.
I stopped them from taking down Thomas Jefferson. They wanted to take the Thomas Jefferson Memorial. They wanted to rip the hell out of the statue inside. You can imagine who they were going to put up. Let's get rid of Thomas Jefferson. So we stopped them.
But wasn't it like Jefferson with slave kids or some shit?
And they were marching toward the Jefferson.
Like it's not Thomas Jefferson they had a problem with. It was the white savior with the slave kids.
That if you so much as touch old, because today they don't do these things. They don't do it like they used to. Today you could never get it passed. It said if you so much as touch a monument or a statue, you go to jail for a 10-year period.
Why?
No anything. So they were marching down there, and in the middle of their march, I gave a news conference. I said, anybody that touches, and I'm signing, immediately goes to jail for a 10-year period. That march broke up so quickly you've never seen. They said, it's a miracle. What happened? I signed a little bill that said you go to jail for a 10-year period. It was a great thing. It was an old bill that wasn't used. In fact, I don't know. I hope we don't have to use it again. But they're learning that, we saved Los Angeles. If we didn't send in the National Guard, I would have sent it in the military if they needed it. But if we didn't send in the National Guard, Los Angeles would have been burned down to the ground. Half of their houses were burned down to the ground. because they didn't give water that they had plenty of. I'm pleased to report.
Yeah, they did send in the National Guard when they had an actual fire that was burning houses down.
We're going to do statues to our greatest Americans, and we're going to let the people.
The state did deploy the National Guard.
And I'm only kidding. I should take myself out.
Music requests after Trump.
Our great chief of staff, the first woman chief of staff. Can you believe it? Susie Wiles, stand up, sir. And that beautiful exterior, don't let it fool you. She's rough and tough.
Susie Wiles is not beautiful.
The most powerful woman anywhere in the world. She can take out a country.
She looks kind of like Rosie O'Donnell.
It's true. Actually, it's very true in her case. And she's done a great job. We're doing okay, Susie?
Who Trump definitely does not think is good looking.
This had to be the best 2 weeks. Has anybody ever had a better 2 weeks than that? Next, to bring back our people together through the power of sports, America 2.
I mean, how much is Susie Wiles worth? I think she is rich.
Youth athletes. It's a competition known as the Patriot Games, and it features top high school athletes from all 50 states. It's going to be great.
Oh, is that the new Squid Games that's coming out? I heard we're doing a Squid Games U.S.
Nationally televised, and it'll be led by our great Secretary of Health and
Calling it Patriot Games, eh?
F. Kennedy Jr., who's really doing it. He's great, and he's a little different, right? We needed somebody different. You know, autism. You go back, I guess, 18 years, 10,000.
Oh, God.
Out of 10,000 people, okay? 10,000 people, and I'll go a little different way. Right now, out of 10,000 people, 18 people don't have, they're safe. 18.
You know, I probably should make a video like they're kicking me off my Medicaid. I'm not gonna get my food stamps anymore. Please, I need a GOP mommy to take care of me.
20 years ago, you just didn't have it. And now it's numbers that are unbelievable. Where
I'm begging you, Anna Paulina Luna.
It's got
Joni Ernst.
Induced, and we're going to find out what it is and when. We're going to find it out as soon as possible. I mean, you think about it, the numbers have increased by 200-fold. And that's really
Hey, she's single right now, War Machine.
the bottom of it. That's a terrible situation. Likewise, under the leadership of Secretary Burgum, who's here right now. He was a great governor of North Carolina.
Doug Burgum.
Great governor of North Dakota. Where is he? Where is he? Mr. Secretary. And he's in charge of energy plus a lot of land. He's the biggest landlord, I guess, in the world. But he was a great governor of North Dakota, and he was very special in so many ways. He became an energy expert, and he came to me, and I said, I want you to be the head of energy. He said, no, we have one man that's better than me, and that was Chris, right? And put him in charge, and we merged the two, and he's got all the land with all the oil, and the other one has all the expertise to get the oil out of the land. And Chris is doing great, and you're doing great, Doug, and I appreciate it. And say hello to Catherine and everybody.
Burgum.
Great job. We have a great cabinet.
I just like saying Burgum.
So every one of our national park, battlefields, and historic sites are going to have special events in honor of America 2.
Also, this is a campaign rally. Again,
Does anybody watch UFC, the great Dana White?
the great Dana
We're going to
White.
have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the
Speaking of UFC, didn't they just deport a fighter like a guy that
build a little.
just took on Jake Paul like a couple of days ago? Yes, Mexican boxer Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. arrested by ICE days after fighting Jake Paul.
And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events, some professional events, some amateur events, but the UFC fight's going to be a big deal too. And to fund improvements and enhanced experiences across the park system, for this anniversary, I've just signed an executive order to raise entrance fees for foreign tourists while keeping prices low for Americans, and we're going to do that. The national parks will be about America first. We're going to take it America first for the national parks. And these are just a few of the many programs, initiatives, celebrations that will renew for our national pride. We're going to have great pride. I think we do have great pride. I think we have more pride and more spirit in our country right now than we've had in 50 years. And together we're going to ensure that America's 250th anniversary is the single greatest year in the history of our country.
He likes the adoration, I assume.
That Bobby and Health and Human Services are doing are going to come up.
That means selling them, Ducky.
We're going to come up with
Sell them to rich people.
Tremendous things for health and safety, and economically we're going to have the strongest country anywhere in the world. And the bill that we just got approved today was, think of that, all of those votes. 2 negative votes, but we had no Democrats. 2 negative votes in the Republicans out of all that.
By the way, he is apparently
those great Republicans
planning a signing
voted to get it in. You know, we could only lose
event for tomorrow afternoon.
If we lost 3, trouble.
And apparently, B-52s will be flying overhead for it.
2, I could have gotten them.
Ponder Monkey, welcome in.
We're pleased to be joined tonight by many friends who will help make that possible, including, and I introduced Doug Burgum already from North Dakota, and just a great. He was really one of the best. Was he a better governor than you? Would you say, Christy? Was he better than you? I don't know. Because they were neighbors, you know. You had North Dakota,
Weird.
South Dakota. Brooke Rollins, thank you, Brooke. Great job. She's now the agriculture.
Tones, welcome in, friend.
You know, great governor also, but she's doing I don't know. Do you like this better than being governor? Don't say. Don't say. They love you in the state. Don't say.
Yes, Tones.
He's the most important guy in this whole place. You know, a lot of projects that stop using environmental stuff, a lot of projects that stop. They use it as a weapon, the radical left and others. They use it as a weapon. This man is the greatest. He's doing a job that's incredible. Doug would tell you that. Everybody will tell you that. Lee Zeldin. He's the head of the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency. He's the head of it. Great guy. He was a great politician, a tremendous congressman. He ran for governor of New York, which is tough. And he almost won. I'm glad he didn't win, actually. I wouldn't have you right now. And I said, Lee, a nuclear power plant, we give you 1 week to get me the...
Oh, Lee Zeldin.
So, but he's been done great. And we have factories...
I don't think he came anywhere close to winning.
All over the world right now, and they're being built, and they're going up. Also, Governor...
I think he got trounced, didn't he?
Thank you, Kim. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. And Lieutenant Governor Chris Corner. Where's Chris? Chris Corner. Thank you, Chris, very much. Great job. You have Senator Chuck Grassley and Joni Ernst. Chuck! Hi, Chuck.
Senator who?
That's great. He's doing great, too. He's got more energy than all of us. And where's Joni? Is Joni here? Hi, Joni. Very good. Good job. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Joni. And you have members of Congress, Ashley Hinson, Marionette Miller Meeks.
Lee Zeldin lost by 8 points to Kathy Hochul.
Good group.
I'm assuming Joni is looking fabulous tonight.
At that victory.
She can absolutely be my GOP mommy.
Thank you very much. That was great. We had a good flight. We have an ambassador who's been my friend for a long time, Monica Crowley. I heard her speak. I thought she did really well. Thank you, Monica. And you know Matt Whitaker, a man from Iowa.
Monica Crowley.
We also had a person, I have to give her credit, Brenna Bird, Attorney General. She came out and she endorsed me very early.
A Harley Davidson bowling shirt.
Hi, Brenna.
And I bet she wears it not. She looks good in it, doesn't she?
Very much. Who the hell is that? She's great. Former State Senator Brad Zahn. Oh, my man. There he is. I haven't seen you. He was the first man in the entire country that endorsed me, right? Not just from Iowa. He endorsed me.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not true.
So I want to thank you. Really great. You're looking good, too. He's like the Marlboro.
I want to say it was Jeff Sessions in Alabama because he said that on the trail.
Pat.
Because I was living in Alabama, working at an Alabama news station at the time.
Nice to see you, Pat. Iowa Senate Majority Leader Jack Whitver. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack. Iowa House Majority Leader-elect Bobby Kaufman. Thank you, Bobby. Great future. Great future. A friend of mine, Dan Newland, who's the most generous human being. He gives away. He hears somebody's in trouble. He hears somebody's in trouble, and he goes wild, and he's just a very good guy. And Jeff Kaufman, the head of your party here. So come on, stand up, Jeff. You can stand up. Thank you, Jeff. Great job. And Jeff,
She looking amazing in her Harley Davidson bowling shirt and her Trump camo hat.
sometimes it was better as I started winning.
Beautiful, Joni. Beautiful.
Jeff has been great. He's a great leader. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Please be my GOP mommy.
And I have to say that Lee Greenwood has been unbelievable. That song, where is Lee? Is he around here? That song, it's the hottest song of its kind. Number one of its kind. You know, it's a certain genre. But thank you, Lee, very much.
And I'm proud to be a Canadian, where at least I know I'm free.
To every veteran and military service member here tonight.
That's real, by the way. He absolutely did a Canadian version.
And I also...
It was Lee Greenwood.
Thank you for-
He's moved on now.
Look at him. They're in good shape.
Lee Greenwood had the hottest song of 2025. Move over,
A lot
Doechii.
of veterans. Thank you very much. What an honor. I also
Fuzzy said, but welcome in.
group of Iowa
Move over,
pastors,
Kendrick.
faith leaders for their
Lee Greenwood with the summer banger.
pastors Joshua Kent, Tammy Hall, Joseph Hall, Maureen
Paul.
Prakash, Aji Prakash, Dan McCoy, Rose Kessler,
Is he having a stroke?
Jose Rodriguez, and ministry leaders, Virginia, Calgary, Sarah Kent, and thanks also to Bob Vanderplatz. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you. Stand.
Bob
You're
Vanderplatz.
the people we want to listen to. Stand up. Thank you. There they are. Look at that group. I want to be with them. They have the real power. They have more power.
On the one hand, would you actually want to be behind Trump at a Trump speech after what happened last summer?
And we're looking for the other 11%. We don't believe it. As we prepare to celebrate 2.5 centuries of freedom, I'm inviting America's great religious communities to pray for our nation and for our people. From the beginning, this has always been a country sustained and strengthened by prayer. So important. If we bring religion back stronger, you're going to see everything get better and better and better. You're going to see it get better and better. So as we chart our course toward the next 250 years, let us rededicate ourselves to one nation under God. Right? And as you know, recently we've seen some of our political system attempting to overthrow the timeless American principles and other pillars of our liberty and replace them with some of the most noxious ideas in human history, ideas that have been proven false. Members of Congress and even former presidents have been openly embracing vile creeds such as socialism, Marxism,
You're a Nazi.
communism. In New York, they're trying to elect a communist, Zoran Mamdani, the guy who wants to defund the police, take over the stores and run the stores, and have the people hand out goods.
Run the stores.
Everything falls apart. It always does. It always works that way. It never has worked any other way. Anarchy and dictatorships prevail. This guy is...
Those are polar opposites.
And he wants to destroy New York. I love New York, and we're not going to let him do that. Generations of Americans before us did not shed their blood only so that we could surrender our country to Marxist lunatics on the eve of our 250th year. As President of the United States, I'm proclaiming here and now that America is never going to be communist in any way, shape, form, and that includes New York City. And under my administration, we're bringing back freedom and liberty, law.
He's saying that they're going to revoke Mamdani's citizenship, and they probably will do it.
On day one, I stopped the weaponization of government.
Mr. Spronk, welcome in.
And we created the Department of Justice Task Force combating anti-Christian bias. And I have to tell you,
What?
Pam Bondi is doing a great job. Pam Bondi is doing a great job. Attorney General. I ended the Green New Scam and terminated the insane, the electric vehicle mandate where everybody had to have a car that happened to be all electric in the next few short years.
Wasn't it like 2035 or something?
Gasoline.
It had like a lot of carve-outs.
Hybrids. Maybe even someday hydrogen. Right now I don't like it because when they blow up, they don't ever find the body. They find the body about 5 blocks away. That does not sound promising to me.
That sounds like a Tesla.
No, it's getting better. I said, dude, that's okay. Let somebody else use it. But we're not going to have all electric. We're going to have electric if people want it. Electric is great. But gasoline, people like better in many cases. But you can have whatever you want. But it's ridiculous to mandate that everybody's going to be driving an electric car in 5 years from now. So I ended it. I signed an order to begin eliminating the Federal Department of Education and send education back to the states. That means Iowa's going to run their own education. You're going to have to run your own education. Iowa will, I use you in my thoughts. Whenever I say Iowa and Indiana, and I'd mention certain states, but you want to run your own education.
You're seeing a Tesla right there to your right.
Washington doing it. And I made English the official language.
I was in Seattle last night.
You would think that would be an easy one. It was not as easy as you think. I directed the reinstatement of all patriots expelled from our military by the Biden vaccine mandate, returning them to their former rank with full back pay. And I signed executive orders to abolish
Well, at least they were able to get out.
theory and transgender insanity from our schools and from our military. And I made it official policy of the United States that there are only 2 genders, male and female. And if it's okay with Iowa, we are keeping men out of women's sports. Is that okay?
Men haven't been playing in women's sports.
The Gulf of Mexico, I renamed it to the Gulf of America. And we're restoring the name of the greatest president, one of the truly great presidents.
Man, they're running far away.
Our country very rich, William McKinley, to Mount McKinley in Alaska. So in conclusion, in everything we do,
Wasn't that? It was like a native
the
name.
values, traditions, and beliefs that made every generation before us so very proud to be American. You know that better than anybody in Iowa.
Denali, thank you.
And here in Iowa and across this land, we believe that America is an exceptional nation, blessed by God.
I don't think we're seeing the fire yet.
Strongest, the greatest country.
You see the smoke coming off because they ran.
And we're going to make it that way much more so than it's.
Oh, there's the fire.
We believe in the wisdom of our founders who declared that our rights do not come from bureaucrats in Washington. Our rights come from our Creator in heaven. That's where our rights come from. And we reject
Our Creator in heaven.
discrimination and so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates. They're just about washed out the window, actually. They're just about over with. We're just about finished. In this country, we believe in hard work and we believe in merit. And by the way, we're allowed to have merit.
Is it going to explode?
Being a merit-based system, we had a decision in the United States.
Are we going to see it explode?
Our country is now a country based on merit. We
This dude's out here taking a video of it.
open borders and sex changes for children. We support our troops, respect our police, and salute the heroes
McKinley Eagle Tracks.
of Border Patrol. We cherish our Constitution.
Oh, here it goes. Here it goes.
Free speech, free assembly, religious liberty, and the right to keep and bear arms, our Second Amendment.
Look at all those scooters.
We take our pride in our heritage and
Fucking
We
dumb
wanted-
scooters. Hey, what? No, go back.
heritage that we have, and we teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. You have to respect our flag.
We're going to get an explosion, aren't we?
From Philadelphia to Phoenix, from getting
And, like, you can't stop
Golden
that.
Gate Bridge.
You can't go over there and spray that thing with water and put it out before it explodes. You just got to let it burn out.
Shoulders of heroes and legends who crossed the oceans, blazed the trails. tamed the wilderness.
Because you got to have like that special,
raised
like a
up
retardant to put it out.
stood tall.
Yep, it's a Tesla.
Face of tyranny and death.
Clinically welcome in.
1776 all the way through today, American patriots have won triumph after triumph. We've had victory after victory.
If you're wondering why you're hearing Trump and watching the
US,
Tesla,
which we love so much. It was hardworking.
Trump is live, and he just said something about hydrogen cars exploding. I'm like, oh, you know, this happened in Seattle last night.
And starting right here in Iowa, such a great place. And
those people walking towards it right there are probably, you should stop. You should stop and not go that way.
This is one of the really great places, but I've been all over. It was hardworking citizens like you who saved our country in November.
I mean, I don't blame you for stopping and gawking, but you might want to get a little bit further away from it. T-minus, welcome.
This much of a change this fast. I didn't even think it would happen this fast. Happened at a level that nobody even thought possible. Again.
Oh, wow. I didn't know they're known to catch back on fire.
Today, with your help,
America
is proud and America is sovereign once more. And this 4th of July, our
Wait a minute. When were we not sovereign?
Than ever before.
You would have some marshmallows. We need to roast some marshmallows and weenies.
We will never give in. We will never give up. We will never back down, and we will never
gonna give you up. Never gonna back you down.
We will win, 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 because we are Americans, and our hearts bleed red, white, and blue.
This is out of the outside of the Seattle. What's their football team?
And together, as we look forward to the 250th.
Remember the Seattle Stadium? It just says Seattle Stadium.
We will make America powerful.
The Seattle Mariners.
We will make America wealthy again. We will make
the Seahawks. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of.
Healthy again.
I don't know which one's which. You know, it says Seattle Stadiums.
Strong again.
Is it the same stadium?
We will make America proud again. We will make America safe.
I like that the firefighters, they're not even taking, they're just taking their time. They're in no hurry.
Great again. Thank you, Iowa. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Iowa.
Oh, God. Guys, this is like a remixed version. Maybe it's just really got the bass turned up. I dropped out for like a second, but we've been back. Like, I came right back, Byronic. But welcome back in. We're getting ready to do music requests. We're doing music requests tonight because tomorrow night we're going to be doing a Capitol 4th. Same troll time, same troll place. We'll be watching the concert from the Capitol. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. Abusing his mod privileges. I'll let it slide. I had some other news lined up, but I don't feel like doing it. I'm not sure you can turn links on. That may be a me thing. Are you guys ready? I know you can't hear it. Fun to stay at the YMCA. YMCA. That's when I saw Jim Jeffries. He had a whole bit about Trump coming out to YMCA and apparently ended up in a phone conversation because the wife of the cop sued him for saying it's a gay song. And it ended up with her saying, it's just a song about young men going to the YMCA. And he's like, but what about in the Navy? And she's like, it's just a song about men serving in the Navy. He's like, it says semen in it. Oh, well, that ended abruptly. I was still jamming to YMCA. All right, I turned links on. Get your links in. Let me get you an animal video for the people on YouTube and Kick, all that good stuff. Yes, this is the perfect one. Perfect animal video right here. It is over. It's finally over. Watch the seal just march into this dude's place and kick him out of his own chair. If you've seen one Trump speech, you saw that one. This is the same shit. The dude's like, well, I guess I'll just give him a chair. Took a swim and then kicked the guy off his lounge chair like it owned the place. I would love to see an otter on a surfboard. They say sea lions are like little cats. Yet we're doing requests. You can go ahead. The links are open. YouTube people, you should totally come over to Twitch with us and do music requests. Nature taking things back. Oh, I mean, they're like a big version of little cats. Oh, shit. Well, that didn't work out well. Hold on. I forgot I was on that browser. Oh, shit. Rescue otter. I'm totally bookmarking that. All right, so YouTube peeps, Rumble, Facebook, Kick, podcast. We'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. for a Capitol 4th. I don't know when Trump's signing is, if it's sometime right before the Capitol 4th, we might take that early, so watch that. But we'll definitely be on 8 p.m. tomorrow night. If you can't join us, if you're going to be doing family thing tomorrow night, have a fantastic 4th. Light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm JustinFREAKIN. We'll see you tomorrow night for Capitol 4th. If not, we'll see you Sunday night for the Troll Patrol Live.